Oh, we're live. We're live.
Hi.
Anna, this is where you come in with your like musical.
I know.
Dun,
I
dun,
got nothing
dun.
for us today. It's been quite a weekend. So I got no music for us today. We're just like it's like stomping, like,
Okay.
boom, boom,
That
boom.
was
We're
our
here.
intro music, people. That was our intro music.
Yeah,
Ta-da!
sorry. I need to be more creative, but this weekend did not induce creativity for me.
I hear
So
ya, girl. I hear ya. You know what I mean? Are you like excited for today's show? Because I am.
I am incredibly excited for today's show, which is Coffee Chat with Amy Schweizer.
Oh,
It's gonna be so fun.
yay. We are. We're super
Fun.
excited. I was excited that this week when I ran over to Lowe's, this is just this little warm up thing. And guess who was at Lowe's? Guess who I ran into? So I was really, really excited that I mean, I feel like I hadn't seen her in a year. And it's like, I see her almost every day via Zoom, FaceTime, Messenger, video chat, whatever other video there is that you don't think, oh, I physically haven't been in her space. So it's so awesome. But let's just get into. We want to announce the winner of the Facebook portal for Maria Reed last week.
Yay.
Are you excited? So we are going to pop in the video, and you're going to see who our winner is. Are you ready, Anna? I'm going to pop it in.
All right, go for it. Yeah.
Okay. On your marks. Get set. Oh. Woo! Yay, Sharita! Yay! Oh, she's gonna be so excited.
Congratulations, Serena.
Yay,
Yay, you just won a Facebook portal. Compliments of Blue Star families and moving with the military.
Yes.
So
And
awesome.
we do, and we have a special message. We're going to just share it real fast. This is from Maria, so let me go ahead and play this.
Hey, congratulations. I'm so excited that you won. Whoop, whoop. There it is. You're gonna get that. Heck yeah.
We love Maria. I mean, seriously. Right?
She's amazing.
Sharina, good job. We'll be in contact, and I will be shipping it here from Texas to Hawaii. So when you watch this, she's probably sleeping because it's really early. It's 5 a.m. But anyway.
Yes.
That was our winner. Yay, so exciting, right?
So we've got more exciting news today. So guess what? We have our first ever coffee cup sponsor.
Yay!
Lisa Miller, who was a guest a couple of weeks ago, Handwritten Aloha, sent us some gorgeous handwritten. Yeah,
It's
that's
our
not
first.
a font. I know, we're so excited. So she sent us some
thank you,
beautiful
Lisa.
coffee cups. Thank you
Right.
so much, Lisa. Yes, we're
Right.
super excited about that.
Also, Anna, I kind of like want to talk about this because I think we need to. So let's talk about our name, right? We've said we're 15-minute coffee chat, and now we're 15-ish. And so we wanted to give you guys the stats so you knew exactly how long it takes us to really have this 15-minute coffee chat. Oh, people.
This is like very dirty laundry here, Selena. We rarely make 15 minutes. Average is 33, which is only double. Not that bad. This one is already fetching to be a little bit longer simply because we had 2 videos already we had to show, and this stat, and we had our first coffee cup sponsor. But anyway,
we're going to go over. And okay, so I got to tell you, so Amy is like, I mean, we haven't even read her bio yet, but I'm super excited. So because she's also a coach, it's like in me to just want to just call her Coach Amy throughout the rest of our like talk today. Because I'm excited. So I'm just excited. I'm excited for it all. But I'm like, Coach Amy's going to be like, hey, keep on time. Right. So Amy's going to be like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll get distracted. Who knows what's going to happen by the end of this, huh? Are we ready to bring on Amy? Are we ready to talk about?
Let's bring in Amy. Let's do it. And then ready. I'm going to also wait. Are we gonna? I know we have.
Yeah, let's
you guys.
Bio first. Your bio. First.
Okay. Let me bring. I'm excited. I just want to bring her in. Okay. Wait. Here,
so we can read it.
Yes. Let's talk about it. Oh, it's me. I'm talking about it. Amy, Coach Amy. I'm stressed out with last names. And so we've all weekend been practicing, even though I've said Amy's last name so many times. I'm like, Schweizer. And then her husband was trying to get me. And so when Amy comes on, I'm going to have her just say it the correct way, because I know I'm a girl that's last name was Smith, and here I am trying to say other words. Anyway, Amy is a Marine Corps spouse of 10 years, mom to 3 boys, and the owner and director of Tiny Troop Soccer, which offers on-field development soccer for ages 1 through 5 and a virtual skills program for ages 2 to 9. Tiny Troops is located at over 35 military bases around the world. Like her the thing says, goals. I mean, what an amazing feat. Amy is a fitness fanatic and holds certifications with the American Council on Exercise and Group Exercise, Youth Sports, and Behavior Change. She definitely needs to help me change my behavior in the way that I fitness myself. She loves playing soccer in over 30 leagues, exploring the beautiful landscape of her current duty station in North Carolina, and is a strong advocate for military spouse employment. Yay!
Yes. Yay! Let's bring on Amy, huh? Amy, come join us.
Join the party, Amy. Hi,
Amy. You guys are cracking me up already.
I know. Okay, Amy, please tell us how to say your last name properly, because I know I might have slaughtered it.
No, you actually got it right. And so I went from Williams, which everyone, Williams, right, to Schweizer. So Schweizer. And then people in my husband's family said it differently. Yeah. And one day at some family gathering, I'm like, okay, I kind of need to know how to say my name. So Schweizer it is.
Schweizer. Okay, so where does it hail from? Is that German?
It's German, yeah.
German. Okay, I figured as much, but yes. Awesome. Well, Amy Schweizer, we're so excited to have you on today. We have a lot of fun. Oh,
good. Sorry, I had to say, I have to help you with your hype music, Anna, because I would always, every time I would stop on the soccer field before a game, I would have my Discman. You guys remember those? The Discman? Yes. And I would have certain playlists, and I wouldn't even step on the field until I put that on. And the first song was "Eye of the Tiger." It's like dun, dun, dun.
Yes.
So you need some help. I can find that CD. Surely I still have it 50 years later, right?
Yes, please. And then we would love it. Hype music presented by Tiny Troop Soccer and Amy.
Yeah. Hey.
You know what I mean?
Selena. We have no excuse. Selena's husband is a DJ mixer. So we could have, that's like one of his hobbies. So I'm like, come on, Paul, let's go.
Okay, he may be able to do better than my CD then.
I don't know. We'll see.
So I think you can take your CD and mix it, right? Like do something super funky.
Oh, true. Okay.
Can you do that? CDs?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He does his thing up there. You know how we do with our husbands sometimes. You're like, you go do you, and I'm gonna do me over here. So let's see if when we mesh the two, what can come from it. So, right. Anna, what's today's topic?
All right. So today's topic that we selected for Amy is the plan, pivot, and realign. Sounds very official, but it's going to be a lot more fun than it sounds, honestly.
Yeah, right.
There is the plan. And then when the plan doesn't work out, what do? Right? Because we've all kind of hit that giant snag over the last few months where we all have this plan. We're all pushing and moving and steamrolling ahead to our plan. And then kapowie, COVID-19 happens. Everything shuts down. Your kids are home from school. You have no time to yourself. You're now the homeschool parent and the full-time employee and trying to maintain a household, all the while searching out toilet paper. So we're going to talk to Amy about what she did, because if there is one thing I know about this lady right here is that she knows how to pivot and realign and run full speed ahead with it. Which is pretty amazing.
I love that.
Yeah.
She's literally, and okay, look, hey guys, I'm going to just share this real fast. I did play soccer in high school and middle school, and I loved it. And I did 1 year as an adult at 19 because you can't play AYSO soccer as an adult, I believe. So I played with my mom and her 30-year-olds at the time, which I thought was super old. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, they were so young. And they like the things that they could do. I don't think I could run a field like like right now. Anyway, so many soccer references will be had today. Amy was heading to the goal.
Yes.
See, it's lame. I know.
Yes, that's
She's
right.
like, oh God. Okay,
so
sorry.
We're sharing. Because we're sharing. Let me tell you about my soccer experience. I played 1 year in 3rd grade, and they made me be goalie one time. I got hit in the face, and I never went back out on the field. And that is the sum total of my soccer experience. However, I have 2 sisters that continue to play in over 30 leagues, and it's been a huge part of my family, but not in my life, unfortunately. I do, however, want to learn to love the game because I have children that love to play the game. Yeah. So it is. Yeah. I'm a work in process when it comes to the soccer. Yeah.
I'll have to say, it can be a hard game to love. Before, I never played until I was a sophomore in high school. It's the first time I ever touched a soccer ball because they were like, oh, we're going to start girls soccer. Who wants to play? Okay, you can run fast. You play basketball. You want to play soccer? And it ended up being the one thing I loved the most. But before that, I hated it. I'm like, who would watch this? Like, there's one for 90 minutes. But so you definitely have to know the game, I think, to appreciate it and love it.
Yeah. No. Hey, Amy, I feel like, so you and I would be the girls, like the players on the field that take the knee while the crying person on your teammate is like, I hate this game, gets taken off. And you're like, okay, I'm on my knee to show you that I care, but hurry up because I want to keep playing the game. Right.
I plead the fifth.
I feel like I'm the crying person on the field right now.
Did I carried off? No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh no.
The big whiner. Look, there's no scarring on my face from that soccer ball, so I am over it at this point. Yeah. But yeah.
Are you sure?
Funny. Okay, so we're gonna move on because otherwise we will like top an hour this time along. Yeah. We're gonna move on to what's next, which is our coffee cup selfie. So everybody listen, just like last week. Last week, the person who posted their coffee cup selfie won a portal. So this week we want you to take a picture when we're doing our coffee cup selfie with Amy. Take a picture, post it in our comments or post it on your page and hashtag it with our 15-ish minute coffee chat. It's actually, anyway, hashtag it.
Use that today.
It's something that we're going to find. We actually had a different hashtag, but guess what's rolling across the screen? 15-ish minute coffee chat. So go ahead and hashtag it with that. All right, so we're going to use our 2 handwritten Aloha cups. What does Amy got for us today?
Yes, perfect.
Love it. All right.
1, 2, 3. Okay, that was good. Good. Oh, did I? Yeah, that was good. That was good. Yay! Cheers, you guys. Oh my gosh. I swear there's coffee in here because last week, Amy, I was nursing a mimosa mommy Mother's Day hangover, and I was a hot mess internally. And we have these scripts that we make because we really want to be serious about what we're doing. And I would just stare at it, and it did not like make any sense to me, like whatsoever. And I was like, okay, yeah, pretty much. And it's like, okay, Selena's totally missed the mark on that one. So anyway, okay, Anna, I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So listen, it's time to start our timer. 15 minutes. Here we go. As you can see, like we really are subjective. We've already talked for a little while. Then we start our 15 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
That's how it works.
So the first thing that we're going to talk about, Amy, is our toolkit. We always like to throw out a toolkit. You know, this is a business-oriented show. So the idea is what's in our toolkit when we bring on Amy, Coach Amy. We just can call you Coach Amy today. Yeah. When we bring on Coach Amy, what is it that's in our toolkit? And what we decided was a 3 to 5 minute stretch. And so we've got some information that we looked up and discovered, but really the idea is that we found out was this 52-17 rule. Selena, do you want to tell them a little bit about that?
Yes. And yes, actually, 1 second. Well, okay, 52, you're going to be working 52 minutes, right? And then you need to take that break. 17 minutes is what it's recommending, not 17 seconds. I'm laughing because I have to actually grab my charger for my laptop because it's going to be about to die.
Okay. While you do that, I'm going to talk a little bit.
Tell you real fast. I'm going to pop out.
I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the 52-17. Yeah. So the 52-17 rule is essentially that the most productive people work hard for 52 minutes and then they take a 17-minute break, which I thought was really interesting. So the 17-minute break, though, cannot be you on your phone, looking up your Facebook, chatting with someone. It literally is walking away from work, going to talk to someone else, taking a walk down the road. I don't know. Amy, what do you do when you take a break from your work? What is it that you like to do?
Yeah, even just stepping out on the back porch, just getting the sunshine on your face for a few minutes, just sitting there for, even if it's like 2 minutes, just to get outside, change the pace. I love doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it really is about changing the pace. And what they have discovered is the people who take the time to do that after every 52, and when they talk about 52 minutes, they say 52 minutes of intensive, hard, focused. They're the most productive people that you'll find in the workplace. So I thought that was interesting that it wasn't like, normal numbers. It really was 52 and 17. I think if you take 18 minutes, you're not going to all of a sudden like destroy your productivity or anything. But anyhow, so as part of this, we're going to have Amy show us just a 30. We're going to, because we've already been sitting here now for almost 17 minutes.
Right.
That was kind of like, so Amy's going to give us a really quick, just while you're seated, we want everyone to join in with us. While you're seated, just a 30-second stretch. And she came up with 2 different options for us. So Amy, if you could just show us both of those, we would love it.
I came up with one, but so one thing that is great for me, because my office is actually at the dining room table because I have 3 little boys. And so I can't just go hole away in an actual office. So I tend to work there. So I'm always in the same dining room chair. They know that's my chair. So I sometimes notice that my shoulders get really tight. Like they just start creeping up. So one thing I like to do is, okay, so everyone, so if you have your feet on the floor, sit at the edge of the chair, tighten your core so you're squeezing your stomach muscles, and that already makes you have better posture. And then you're just going to roll your shoulders back, and it kind of brings your neck back in alignment. And you want to make them really exaggerated, like really get a stretch in there and up and around. And so if you just do that like 5 or 10 times.
Oh yeah, it feels good.
I never even roll forward. I tend to have bad posture anyway, so I don't even like the forward. I like the roll. So really, you're sticking your chest out. You're doing the backwards roll, and then the second option, I guess, if you could get a little shaking in there like this. If you want you get hyped up a little bit.
You're saying like this. The sprinkler.
And then you start getting in a groove, and you're like, wait, you get some song in your head, and you get hyped up.
This is when you put on the hype music again, right? Is like you put it on to kind
I'll do a whole video for you. Like I'll just be the video.
Let's do it. Oh my gosh, you guys, was that did you all stretch? I hope that you took a minute with Coach Amy and did. I mean, that's easy, right? I mean, that's something that you can do in your chair. Easy. It didn't even make you get up at all.
Yeah. And if you just do that for 3 to 5 minutes and then just take another, then you remember 17 minutes is the time, right? So head off for another 13 minutes, go for a walk around your house, go up and down the stairs a couple of times, go out on the front porch and soak up a little bit of sun and listen to your favorite song, and then walk back into your intro music, whatever it is. Ours was terrible today. But we're going to get some music. Turn on your intro song and be like, yes, I am the champion. I'm coming back to work.
Right.
Another better one, your neck gets really tight. So just moving it side to side or looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
There's tons of things. And then if you're really trying to get in a workout while you're at your desk, just stand and sit up squats. So you're sitting in your chair, just stand up, squeeze your buns, your buttocks when you stand up.
Yeah.
And then sit back down and then stand back up.
No cheating with those rising, lowering chairs. No
what are you talking about?
Like, I did like a half squat. My chair went up with me. I'm like, I guess that's cheating.
Totally. So you guys, the whole point of today with like asking Coach Amy to help us, like, is that we are constantly always at our computers. We're all entrepreneurs. Amy hits the ground and she is constantly doing stuff. Anna and I are constantly, and we're always at our computer. So I think this is important for us to just take that minute. I mean, I know it's a 52:17. Does that add up to 6? Wait, what is that?
I was wondering what that was supposed to add up to.
It doesn't add up to anything. It really just says 52 minutes of hard time productivity and then take 17-minute break and then start another 52 and do that throughout your entire 8 to 10 to 12-hour workday, whatever it is your workday ends up being. But if you follow that rule, then you're supposed to be top-notch of productivity. I will say, Amy is a fireball. This woman never stops running. She is like always going. So I am curious, like, do you follow that, Amy? Do you stop and take a minute every once in a while? Or are you pretty much like only if you think about it, or when the kids do something and you got to run and, put out a fire of some kind?
Yeah, that's pretty much my breaks. Like, I know the levels of crying and yelling. So I know when I need to hop up and go check on something. So that gets me real quick. Get your heart rate going.
Oh my gosh.
But I actually don't work in long spurts because I never have long spurts. Typically my husband's at work. So if I know there's something important, that's when kids get the TV time. So they get to go in there for a half hour and I get to plan it out, or I get up early, prior to them so I can get a little bit of time uninterrupted at that point.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, all good tips for work from home parents for sure.
No,
definitely,
absolutely.
How to manage kind of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna practice the dancing thing because I think I can fit the dancing stretch in. Because I normally go all the way until my head hits the pillow. You know what I mean? And I realize that's probably not good. So, Amy, thank you so much. Thank you so much for actually providing a very interactive toolkit thing that we did today. So
I know that was fun. And I have to be honest, I actually feel better just doing those 10 rolls. I didn't realize how tight my neck and shoulders were. How stressed I must have been just this morning. So
the posture of leaning, your stomach, you're not holding your core in because you're just kind of leaning. So if you look, you're like, oh my gosh, I could sit up like 5 more inches and do this. It's a whole ergonomic of when you're working at your computer, how your hands should be held and all that good stuff.
No,
that's awesome.
Yeah, no, and Anna, I'm glad you said that because literally I do my shoulders, and when you had us do the neck thing, I had a little like pop, like my neck was like, oh, hello,
Same. I'm like creaking. Yeah, it's like grind.
Right.
Yes.
All right, let's head into.
It's not because I'm old. It's not because I'm old.
No, not at all.
It's because we can't go to the chiropractor right now, right?
Right. Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right. So we're jumping into our first question. Finish up the toolkit. First question, and it's not even really a question. Actually, it's more like a statement, but I do have a question that's going to be in there. Okay. Right. So we did want to make everything kind of soccer related.
Okay.
And just as a little bit of background, so COVID-19 happened, and Amy is the founder of Tiny Troop Soccer, and Tiny Troop Soccer is an on-field developmental program for children ages 2 through 5. Well, actually 1 year to 5, 12 months, I guess,
right?
5 years old. And so, Amy, we're just in the sense of that soccer term, keep possession of the ball. You had a couple of choices. You could have just completely closed up shop, stopped everything, and just waited out this COVID thing.
Right.
Or in the idea of keeping possession of the ball, you did something different. And in that sense, the question that we have for you is, what did you do different? And what need did you fill by doing that? So 2 questions in one.
Yeah, no problem. So Clearly we can't meet on the field right now. And so that, I think it was mid-March, halted our season. So we do monthly registration periods. So we were in the middle of our March. So we had to stop that right away. So we didn't even get to finish out March, and we've been out for April and May. So what we decided to do was to take our sessions online. So, there's tons of free resources. As a mom, I was overwhelmed myself, like thousands of emails about this is free and do this and do this. And I couldn't even keep track of the list of everything we could do. So, but the one thing I noticed is that most of those were, here, watch this video. Here's a video to watch. Here's something you can do. And even if it was a physical thing, they were just watching a video still. So what we did with Tiny Troop Soccer was made it interactive so that we were leading sessions just like you and I were talking right now. So, if I'm having you do toe taps, I'm saying, oh, Selena, those look so great. I love how you're doing it. Or with the older kids, we were working on actual skill development, because for these interactive virtual sessions, we did expand our age group because like my oldest son, we were midway through his JAZA, the local league here in North Carolina. So, we got 3 weeks in and then they had to stop as well. So a lot of those guys are needing some skill work and some conditioning and stuff. So we added that age group in too. So we're able to give, real-time feedback to the skills that the older kids are learning. We're interacting with kids. Mom and dad get to, kind of take a break for a little bit while their kiddos are doing something active. And that's one thing that's so important right now, is that kids and adults, but stay active right now.
Right.
We all are probably snacking more than we usually do. I know my kids, I told them to turn on their school stomachs, and because
right.
it wouldn't be open, this refrigerator wouldn't be open the whole entire day long. So, everyone's snacking more. We're watching, I know for us, we're watching more movies and just kind of lounging around. You can't quite get out as much. So you need to optimize what you can do at home, which is a ton of things, but especially for kiddos, who are used to being with other kids, used to having coaches in the soccer situation. So for the Tiny Troopers we already had, they get to see their coach again and keep that relationship. They get to get in that physical exercise. And for the new kids that we had coming in, because this isn't specific to military, any kids can join our program right now. So, we feel like we've given parents and families another option of something they can do to keep going and moving during this time.
Love that, Amy. Like, seriously, I love that, because it's kind of like you kept possession of the ball, right? I don't know. I love that. I love that you created a program that took what you do normally, but you took it online. Oh, wait. Hey, guys. And if you don't know, Coach Amy was also in Hawaii. So I have actually one of my good friends and clients, Michael from Hawaii. He actually runs a restaurant, and his wife was actually on our show a couple of days ago. But aloha, Michael. So Coach Amy was there too. But no, yes, Amy, absolutely. I think it's fantastic that you did that. And I don't know. I just seriously, because I know it's hard work. Yeah. It's hard to really change your. I mean, I know some people hate that word pivot, but really, you had to what did I say to you the other day, Anna? I was like, oh, she had to change sides, right? You had to switch that ball over to the other side and go down a different part of the field, And I mean, because as soccer players, if you're not one, people, we have a preference, right? I like to play on the right side because I'm not a good left footer, but I can do it. And so that's just kind of, I feel like what happened, right? We went from right to left. It's not our strongest, but we're still going to go down the field. So
well, in the meantime too, I think some of the other things, even needs you were fulfilling, where right now you're talking about what you offer to your customers in terms of what their families needed at this time, what the soccer players needed in that sense, but you also ended up building a new stream of revenue for your own company. You kept your coach, some of your coaches were able to continue working and earning an income. Yeah, we're not even going to say 15 minutes.
I always like to show it. Easily gone. Yeah.
We hear it, we see it, we keep moving.
Okay.
Part of the show. Part of the show.
But yeah, so you gave your customers a new option, and kept your coaches working, opened up a new stream of revenue. And what I love about that is that you could have just sat back and done nothing, and you were like, that's not really an option for me. That's not what I want to do. That's not the way I work. And instead of like just handing the ball off and saying, we're going to take a timeout, you kept possession, and you, like Selena said, we're going to just throw in these soccer references, right? Change sides and kept running towards the goal. And we love that. We love that.
I never want to be subbed out. So
no, absolutely. Again, and I think it's inspiring. I think for me as like a female entrepreneur, a business owner, is that we took a minute because you were like, oh, we got to figure it out, but you still went head on. And I think it's inspiring for me, and it should be for others to know, like, hey, like, don't give up, keep moving toward that goal, right? Which is the goal and the goal, but get there, whatever it is, figure a way. There is always a way. And I feel like this time now is definitely going to give a lot of businesses like a different look now at virtual and how they can really incorporate that into their businesses, right? So kudos to you.
And I think the learning process too, I mean, customers are starting to get used to the idea of virtual more, and understanding that you can offer a really good quality product through a virtual, a virtual outlet. So, it'll be fun to kind of watch and see where your virtual soccer program goes, and kind of what happens once, when COVID starts to release its firm grip on our lives, and we can get back out on the field again. But also just that anyway, we're not done yet. We got another question for you. Wait.
We do. But we're into a statement is really what we're going to be getting into real fast.
Statement for you.
Okay. Another statement. I'm going to pull up this quote card, and I don't know if you are, and I hope you are, but I'm a big Shark Tank fan. And anyway, I'm a big quote person myself. So, Anna, I know I'll let you, you did see, I'm going to read this, even though Anna's supposed to read it, but okay. Successful entrepreneurs know that success is not always a linear upward progression, and understand that obstacles arise. Those who are ultimately successful do not become paralyzed by challenges, but instead find a way around them. They don't sit still, they keep moving. And that's why I found this quote from Robert, look, another last name that I'm going to struggle with. Herjavec, even though I like him, I don't know how to say his last name. Action is better than inaction. I'll call him Rob.
Just Rob.
No, and that's how and this will just kind of lead us into the second statement / question, which is the ball is still in play, and I guess, the question to you, Coach Amy, is, what successes have you seen by keeping the ball in play?
Yeah. So, I want to say first that it's, I definitely had my temper tantrum moment. Like what is happening? What am I going to do? This is all gone. So, don't think just because you don't know what to do from the moment you start that all hope is lost. It just really is brainstorming, getting, working with your team of people and trying to figure out what can we do. There's a lot we can't right now, but what can we do?
Yeah. So, true.
And, we definitely, like you said, I like to play on the left. I'm a left back. I definitely had to switch fields to the right, and I'm not quite an out of the box thinker. So this has been out of the box for me.
Right.
Gosh, what was your question?
Oh yeah, no, even I forgot. I'm like, I hate, but it's funny. I'm like, we would make good teammates because I'm like, I got you on the right and you got me on the left. Okay, no, my question. Sorry. Myself. Wait, I gotta look at my paper, guys. My question was, what successes or what are some things that you were happily pleased with by being able to, keeping the ball in play?
Okay, so one, Anna kind of alluded to, but I was able to keep some of my coaches on staff. So I hire mainly military spouses. This job is perfect for them just because it's flexible around your lifestyle. We all know we're the primary caregivers. So it's flexible around, if you have to drop your kids off at school at 9, then we can start at 9:30 for session. So I was able not to keep everyone, of course, because we do mostly on field, which we can't do. But the ability to keep a couple of them on staff was really nice. Also, giving the kiddos an activity, like I said, it was something that's similar to what other organizations are doing, but we added in that personal talking aspect. And a lot of the times, the coaches start the session and the kids are just so excited to see them because they haven't seen them for so long and they're so used to it. So just being able to keep the connections with some of our players and families during this time is really cool.
Yeah. No, and that connection is so important. I mean, right? And trying to make sure that when whatever our new normal will be after all of this, we've still stayed connected with, those that love our businesses, right? And so, don't you agree, Anna?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even just that human connection, we've been isolated in our homes and away from other people and to varying degrees for so long that I think, yes, I think finding ways to build that human connection with people that we know love our children or care about us and building that community, even if it has to be virtual for a while, but being able to build that community and giving those little ones, I mean, in your age group, 2 to 9 for virtual soccer, they need an outlet the same way teenagers and adults need an outlet. I mean, Selena and I talk daily. There's a reason for that. My poor husband, right? He's now going back to work at this point. He's back off to work. But before, when it was the both of us in the house, I'm like, listen, I got a honey-do list that's about 17 miles long.
Yes.
I think you hit on something important. Oh, sorry. I think you hit on something important, Anna, was that one thing we always take into consideration, Tiny Troop Soccer, is that our kiddos feel the same emotions we feel, but they don't have the tools to deal with them. They can't say, I'm upset that daddy left, or we moved away from grandma and I have no idea what's going on. Or, we've been in our house and haven't even gotten in the car in 3 months. They can't necessarily articulate that. So having a physical activity, whether it's when we're on the field and it's somewhere to go and other people to connect with, or if it's on the computer connecting with someone, they need that outlet. Just because they're not saying it doesn't mean they don't need it. And we're able to that at Tiny Troop Soccer. And we have, a lot of our parents are hesitant because they say, well, my 2-year-old's not going to sit in front of the computer, or my 5-year-old will run off. And I tell them it's just the same as when we're on the field. Sometimes they're digging it and they're paying attention and doing it, and sometimes they're not. So, it doesn't bother us. And we do the best we can to keep them engaged. And even if it ended up just being a conversation between the kid and the coach, hey, that too, like I said, is needed for them and for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely. So
I love everything you're saying.
Yeah, I know. So I do want to share that I had my 7-year-old do one of Amy's virtual soccer sessions, and he absolutely loved it. I mean, he was like totally focused. He had his little ball. He was doing his little dribbling skills around our living room. We have some cones that we keep out in the garage, and we set them up around the living room, and he absolutely loved it. And that was his first experience. We actually haven't had him. That would be my dog. Sorry about that. Anyway.
Hi, Rocco.
I think there's a rabbit. Anyway, so he absolutely loved the experience. We had him signed up for soccer, but he wasn't able to even start on the field because of the COVID stuff. So for him, it was fantastic. He had a lot of fun. And immediately when he was done, it was, Mom, when do I get to do that again? So I think from personal experience, these have been hugely successful in being able to accomplish what you're wanting to accomplish, which is to give an option to families, build some soccer skills, allow the kids a way to interact that's not with mom and dad or brother and sister, and at the same time, push your business forward, keep the ball in play, keep possession of the ball. I mean, all these things that we've been talking about, you've managed to do in literally 2.5 months, which is really mind-blowingly amazing.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. Like, seriously, kudos to you, because you're not just in a location. You're like, this is, from coast to coast to where even, I'm sure, overseas, correct?
Yeah. So we're near about 35 military installations. So we're in 15 states in the United States. Yeah. And then we have a couple locations in Japan. And we're just getting ready to start in Guam at the couple bases they have there. And then all this hit. So everyone's kind of on hiatus right now.
Right.
Yeah.
But the fact that your reach is so much greater than, it's blowing my mind. Seriously. I know I'm just excited. I'm excited. Hey, Anna, let's move on to that thing.
Yeah. All right. The thing is the struggle bus. So Amy, we always ask our guests when they come on, is there anything that you think Selena and I could help you with through your process, whatever, in whatever area? It doesn't even have to be business related, but is there anything that you think Selena and I could help you out with?
Well, I think you guys have brilliant minds, so I could probably say like 1,000 things, because you guys are so creative and can think of things. You guys can think outside the box. And my box, like I said, I kind of say inside the box. So let's see. One thing you could help with is I'm just dabbling into email marketing. So do you guys have any tips or insight into email marketing?
Yes, Anna. Would you like to go? You want me to go? I'm excited. I love email marketing. Can I just share? I'm going to share something. So I have a new client that I just took on, and this should just show the power of email. One, they all say don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? So don't just think because my Facebook is the most active, because we don't own our Facebook. Facebook owns it. So any day they could just decide, I don't want Tiny Troop Soccer to be on there. And then what do you do? How do you communicate to people? Right? So your email list that you've generated, that is kind of like, those are people that like what you have. And so the open rate, when you kind of talk about like the people that see your message on social media versus it's amazing. It's like almost 40 to 50% of whatever your list is. So say if you have 10,000 and 50% of that, 5,000 people saw your message, you're not going to get that on Facebook sometimes, right? And so I just had a client, and we had a really, really successful email campaign, and it brought in a 5-digit number in sales. And I was like, I was shocked, and I was sharing that with Anna last week, and I was like, oh my gosh, watching the numbers of this, new clients' emails opened up, and it was for a restaurant, and it was just it was amazing. So it just tells you, you know what I mean? But he's a nurturer, and it was a warm audience. So that's my excitement. It's just don't give up on an email list. You want to constantly just be consistent, send it out. Don't underestimate it, is what I would say. Right, Anna? Is that what you would say, Anna?
I definitely would say that. Yeah, it's just another form of communicating with customers. I mean, everybody has their preference, and some people are on Facebook for 15 minutes a day. Some people are on for 3 hours a day. But other people are, an email pops up, they glance at it, and if it catches their interest and they want to move forward with it, it's how I operate. I think about myself, right, as an ideal customer, and how I operate with email. So I really think that email has a very strong place in an overall bigger picture marketing plan, and has an opportunity to provide information and direct link access to people for whatever it is you're trying to share with them.
Right.
And it comes straight to them again, so they don't have to search it out on Facebook. It doesn't just happen to pop up in their news feed. So yeah.
Good to know.
Is that helping?
Yeah.
I'll definitely have to start implementing that when I get the ball rolling on that.
No, totally. And Amy, I remember when I first got into this, and I was like, why do you need an email list? I was just kind of like, I don't get it. I'm like, what am I emailing them? Hello, how are you? I didn't understand it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and so because I'm like, okay, I'll start it because somebody said to start it. But nobody had ever explained to me exactly how, why, and the purpose, and a strategy. And once it clicked, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I'm going to, for example, I'm going to share some of my posts on Facebook because they didn't see it, right? I mean, there's all these things. So it's exciting. It can definitely, when you have the right strategy, and it's good. It's good. Great question, by the way. Yeah. Great question.
Very good question. Email marketing. thumbs up from both ladies on this
side. Totally. So hey, I'm going to bring this up. Amy, where can people find you?
Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook. So we're at Tiny Troop Soccer there. Awesome. Instagram, also Tiny Troop Soccer. LinkedIn, you can find me personally there. I like to share things about, women in sports, entrepreneurship, youth sports. So things that I'm pretty passionate about. So that's at Amy Tiny Troop Soccer on LinkedIn. So yeah, any of those ways would be fine.
Awesome. And then there's her website, guys. If you are a parent of a young child that you are looking for something amazing to do with them while you're at home, do that. And then look for it when we can go back on field. So there's her website. Make sure you go and look at it,
For sure.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Okay. Well, gosh, how did this, it's like, how did this 45-minute chat end so quickly, Amy? Like,
just had to put a little extra on that one.
Right? It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess basically I'm like, Anna, it's so funny when we write these things and then you're like rereading it again. But basically
we're like, what was I supposed to say?
I was like, it says that I need to tell you changing a plan mid-stride. And Anna reads, obstacles don't mean you have to just stop. When we wrote our script 4 days ago, it made a lot of sense. And for some reason today, I'm like, I get it. You know what I mean? Amy, how do you put up with this? I'm so sorry.
They're just prompts. Because what we want to do is we're redirecting people to remember that. So Amy is an amazing example of someone who just didn't change plans in mid-stride and didn't stop her business plan simply because there was not like a little molehill, like an enormous mountain suddenly formed in front of her. Right. It wasn't just like something little happened and she had to just kind of, got to change plans a little bit. No, she had to come up with and create a completely new product, which is, that is a really big deal. And so anyhow, so it's just one of those things where we just want to remind people that if something happens like that in your life, in your business, in your whatever, in your family, that really honestly and truly, what they say is if you're going to be successful, the idea is you just keep moving. Does it mean even if you're running in place for just a second, just to take a breath? Even if you just like standing there saying, all right, planning the strategy for going over the mountain, around the mountain, through the mountain, whatever it is,
all the things
all those things, you're still moving, planning, and working towards that end goal, as opposed to just standing still and stopping and feeling complete, So anyway, so if you need help, if you are stuck, reach out to us, right? Reach out to Selena and I, because we're going to help you out in that sense. We're going to help find a solution or an idea to keep that ball moving. We can't always promise complete 100% success, but we're going to work our buns off to make it happen,
Like Coach Amy just said, she's not an out-of-the-box thinker, right? So bring your box over to Anna and I, and we're going to open it up. And we're going to take what you have in there. It's not us giving you a box, because you have things that we just need to know what they are, and we're going to make them yours, but extra or leveled up. So,
extra. We're going to glitter them up. We're going to do some
Yes, for sure. So hey, Anna, pop that thing up. So we're going to ask you guys a question. So please answer it. Do you find it hard to keep the ball in play? Tell us in the comments below, yes or no. Let us know what you think. Say hi to Coach Amy, because she's amazing. The other thing we want to say thank you to real quickly at the very end, because she's the very first one, is to Lisa Miller for providing us with these wonderful mugs. Again, like Anna pointed out, this is not a font. This is her calligraphy. Right? She's from Hawaii too, Amy, because Amy came from Hawaii. That was her last usage. But again, and Lisa's awesome because this is like her side thing, because she's a business strategist and a CPA. Like, if you had ever seen our show, she was the Left Brain, Right Brain show. But anyway, thank you, Lisa, for providing us with our copies today. So,
All right. So before we say all of our goodbyes, we just want to also tell you that next week our guest is going to be Lolita Frazier from Strut Talk. Okay, so Selena and I met this woman at a runway that was done for a cancer charity, and she was the runway coach. She is a professional model and coach, and she is gorgeous and strong and powerful, and she is all about like building confidence and just she's an amazing human being.
Yeah,
we're super excited to have her on next week.
Super excited.
I mean, we don't even know where this is going to go. We're going to be all up strutting our stuff with our shoulders back, with our heads up.
We're gonna do a little stretch before we get into it. You know what I mean? And then we're gonna be like, yes.
So, look, Amy's like already. She's like, I'm ready to go. Let's do this.
I'm watching that.
No, yes, you have to be here for next week because you're gonna be like, what am I gonna learn from a runway? Trust me, the minute you meet her, you're gonna like get it. I think every organization should bring her in because even if you're the accountant that's like in the basement, this will just do goods for your soul. And then you go stretch with Coach Amy, you know? Yeah. All the things.
Yes. Have like a retreat and bring them all together. So fun.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, Amy, thank you so much for your words of wisdom and for sharing with us all the things that that you're doing so right. Super excited for you and Tiny Troop Soccer. You know, I'm a huge fan of your organization. You know, I am. So we're really glad you're able to just kind of share with our audience, you know, what it is that you've done that's been able to make you such a successful program and where you are today. So thank you for coming on.
Yay, thank you, Coach Amy. You're the best. Aloha, mahalo.
Yes.
All right, guys.
And thanks to our audience, everyone. Thanks for coming on. And don't forget, we're always looking for coffee cup sponsors. So if you want to be featured.
Yeah, just saying. Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, let me turn this way. Wait, can we say how adorbs is her soccer mug? Hello. All right, guys.
All right.
All
right, we love you. We'll talk to you next week.
On Tuesday. Bye, Amy.
Bye. Thank you.